Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to start with the Medicom Mafex. Into the Spider-Verse, Amazing Spider-Man Peter B. Parker. Long title, probably not going to include all that, but this is the name so you know what it is. This figure is dope as hell. It's going to take me a while to get adjusted to this mic as I learn to speak up, because I have to actually speak up and more so into the mic so you guys can hear me. So thank you for everybody that's giving feedback and helping me out as I transition into shooting at a higher standard, I should say. So thank you for that. But it's also tough because I'm shooting on manual, so everything has to be done in a way where I can capture everything. And I gotta say, yeah, this figure is dope. It sucks that it was delayed and delayed and delayed, but we have it now, and I can't front. Like, if you still love Into the Spider-Verse, this is definitely going to be a figure for you without question. Outside of the look, the accessories, you get your favorite little gut Peter Parker. I believe this is our 616 version, who's down and out on his luck. I can't remember from my art book. I'm gonna have to double check that. But yeah, let's talk about the look and the articulation. As I bring this guy forward, I shoot everything a little further back. As you can see, you can start to see things outside of the frame. So this is something I'm definitely getting used to. But yeah, this figure is dope. It has what some might call odd proportions, but these are what I call the perfect movie proportions, because it's based on the style and art of the movie. So one thing I do like that was included is that they fixed these this shoulder, this butterfly joint, that actually the original Mafex Spider-Man was supposed to have. And it's crazy how much that makes a difference here. I think the one true drawback from all of this is going to be that paint apps don't completely match. And considering Mafex and the QC issues, I'm pretty sure they just let this slide because it's like, we've delayed this long enough. A dope figure is a dope figure, but the QC issues is something that definitely needs to be addressed with this company. Now, as far as our articulation goes, we have standard Spider-Man articulation, and it's going to be articulation twice because I'm going to change the outfit, and then we're going to talk about that. But as you can see, you have to remember that this part right here is going to be this neck peg, right? And it ever so gently curls a certain way, right? As you can see, it's even I can't realize, my bad, y'all. Focus. Gotta remember to look at my camera and not at the actual toy. But as you can see, the neck kind of curvatures outward this way, and you can see that our neck peg moves backwards. You have to remember that's actually facing the right way, or you could change it around if you want, but it actually helps with articulation, so that your head can move backwards like this. This is going to be for your swinging poses and things like that. Like, look forward as well. These things are actually pretty important in terms of your articulation for that. So you want to be able to look up, do swinging poses. That's what you'll need it for. And again, I want to point out that the butterfly swivel is really nice, because right here it looks pretty normal and standard as a figure. But if you want crazy articulation, you just pop it out, and then you can actually rotate the arm over. This would be really good for your punches and practice posing and things like that, or just stuff like web swinging and crossing the arms. This kind of stuff is all very, very important. Now, we can actually use that butterfly joint to move backwards as well. So as you can see here, it actually gives it a lot of mobility to move backwards. As far as our waist, like I said, this Spider-Man technically looks like he has a gut, and it doesn't show too well unless you actually protrude it out just a little bit. You can see that it's just a little bit, but he's still muscular. But I like it. It's a more blocky Spider-Man. As far as our ab crunch, we actually have a forward crunch. We can move backwards. We can tilt side to side. And we have it at the waist too. So you actually have tons of room for movement. Our legs can drop down just a little bit and then drop out. But I was just about to mention that you got to be careful. I had to lubricate mine because they were very, very stiff. But the biggest problem is going to be that you won't be able to go outward, as much as you would like going this way. It'll automatically pop up and out. So I'd say you probably be able to stop about right here. Can't go much higher than that. You do get thigh swivel, and you do get a double jointed knee and leg. You do get the generous ankle pivot. So as far as posing this guy, let's actually do some quick Spidey-like poses. Just some like jumping over a canister or going from building to building. As you can see here, Spider-Man can still pose. with no problem. You might miss out on a few certain poses because you won't be able to get that leg as far out, but everything else is pretty much on par, I would say, with that of any standard posable Spider-Man figure. These are just quick poses, right? One thing I want to point out for those of you who care about the ball joints, because it's carrying that spider-verse proportions, some people are really not going to like the ball joints protruding out. That personally does not bother me, but I want to point it out because it may bother somebody else. So let's make sure that you guys know what's going on. Let's say you want to do some, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Like, it looks really good despite any of the poses that you might want to just get it in. Just boom, it looks good. Now that I think we've covered just about most of the articulation, if not all, let's actually get this guy in a quick crouching pose. Let's see if he'll handle that pretty fast. That was actually some of the things I should have carried around and did first, but with our ankle pivot and our crouching, we'll tuck our head up. Let's see if he can stand on it. This is going to be very important in terms of posing. Let's fix that focus. There we go. Let's see if he can do it. It might be like a counterbalance weight issue, but for the most part, he can. Oh, he can hold. So yeah, that's just a quick pose, and it holds pretty well. So I'm guessing balance-wise, he shouldn't be an issue as well either. Standing him straight up, what's really cool is that you are going to have options on changing this guy. Like, you're going to get the clothing option and the new head and stuff like that, new neck area. So let's stand him up. Take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about the accessories that we're going to get with Parker. So let's get to it. All right, now we're going to get to a lot of the accessories that come on Parker, which is pretty cool because it's one of those, you get to have technically different costumes, but all a bunch of costumes mixed into one. And one of the biggest factors are going to be swapping of the legs. Now, this is going to be an issue for some people because we worry about breakage. Let me tell you, I don't fault y'all at all. These were actually not a pain to take off. I heated them up, but the first time you get them off, after that it becomes very simple. I highly recommend you buy yourself a cheap heat gun off of eBay. So as you can see here, I was able to swap those out with no problem. And then you will get swappable legs. So here, I don't know why I lost the whole track of my thoughts for a second. But as you can see here, you will get swappable legs. These are, like you just saw me just swapping in with no problem. Now as I put them down, I want to show you that you will get an option for the hobo look with our feet. Oop. So you will get the hobo look. This is your hobo option. And then you get the straight up barefoot option that you will get. These feet are not magnetized, so keep that in mind. And neither are these. They are non-magnetized. I tried it on a metal surface. It's just, nothing. So non-magnetized. The reason why I'm doing that is because we have our sweatpants. We're going to pop it on Peter so we can give him a different look and make him look cool, right? So easily, you just slide the legs through, like putting on a normal pair of pants. But some people are different and don't put on their pants the conventional way or whatever. Whatever it is going to be, however you put on your pants, I'm not knocking you. Just don't tell me I'm doing it wrong because, technically there's no wrong way. Unless you're like an Olympic level gymnast and you hop into your pants by doing 8 backflips, So here we are with our pants as I've rolled them up, which I'm actually being frantically lazy at the same time. But here we are. And I'm going to get where is my, oh man, I lost my tweezers. But here we are. And just like what you would call Fat Peter, his pants are rolling up in his way as I try to roll them down. It's always something. I didn't have any issues off camera. And here I am having all these issues on camera. It's always this way. So as you can see, you get your pants rolled up. These actually come up just enough so that way you can see what's going on with the leg area, right? So they come up just enough because these are your joggers or whatever it is you're going to be. Let's go with the hobo look real fast. I'll swap this on. Find the right peg. And then plug it in. Again, if you are having problems with any of this, like your leggings or popping out legs or things like that, Highly recommend you get a heat gun, heat it up, and you won't have any of these issues. Now, popping on a jacket, same issue. I think you should take the hands off. Highly recommend you take the hands off so nothing gets caught. And then we have our jacket. I actually like this jacket a lot, and I believe it's wired all throughout the bottom and along the sides, so you can get a nice flow here. Like if you're jumping and doing crazy things, you will get a nice set of like actual looks of flows, and I really like that. So let's pop our fist back on so we can have our true hobo Spider-Man look, at least with his mask on right now. It's good. We're going to talk about it with and without mask. So here's our hobo Spider-Man with his jacket on, and as you can see, the jacket is indeed wired because it's flowing all wildly. I love this look on him. You know what's crazy? Like, it made me appreciate how cool the Marvel Legends actually was for a toy too. And then I got this, and I'm like, wow, this actually was like a crazy good look for him. Like, but the Mafex is the superior one in terms of options, because while the Marvel Legends gives you that standard look, the Mafex gives you options of changing up your Spider-Man to make it the way you want it to be. So I find that very enjoyable. Like, some people are just going to be happy with that look in the Marvel Legends, and I'm not even knocking them, because playing with this story here reminds me just how cool it is. So without further ado, I'm going to turn to the other head sculpts. So you see our mask look. You have your masked head. You will get another head that has the squinty eyes, which I love because this is meme worthy here. So we have our meme worthy eyes here. It also kind of looks like Tokusatsu Spider-Man. You can't go wrong with this one, the squinty eyed look. Next up, you'll get your half mask look, and I think this sculpt is actually dope as well too. Let me get some more light on this. Gotta learn that focus, baby. Trying. This is a really nice sculpt. Last but not least, we have the unmasked head and neck completely. There we go. And we're going to swap that with this one so we can get that full hobo look on P2B. Even the 5 o'clock shadow is done really nice with the stubble. Like, I'm not shaving. I'm late for everything. Life is pizza right now. Like, these things are kind of important to Peter right now. They're all that he has left. So I'm going to swap this neck peg out. And he has a blue peg underneath. And again, if you are having trouble, like I'm scared to do on camera, I highly recommend the heat gun. And we are now full-blown hobo look. Back up just a little bit. Yeah. Now, in terms of articulation, I wanted to talk about this because with the jacket on, I think jacket-wise, you still get a full arsenal of articulation. Nothing is really taken away. The jacket sleeves are big enough to allow for a ton of movement still. Oh, you know what? Speaking of the arms, I don't talk about the fact that there's bicep swivel and it's double jointed earlier, but all of that is there, and you can lift up pretty high, as you can see here. So, let's say we wanted to be ballerina Spider-Man, Kung Fu Spider-Man. I don't think you lose too much articulation because they really keep the idea of sweats and things like that. And I just popped out his arm because I kept the jacket on. But luckily, it's on a slider joint. They actually fixed that issue, and it's on a slider joint. So nothing actually broke. So shout out to them for that. They actually did learn their lesson. And I did swing it around the wrong way, so that's my own fault. But let's slide this back in. This bad boy. Oop, slide it the wrong way. There we go. Did I slide it the wrong way? I did. But I don't know which way it needs to go because it was upside down. There we go. Right. Right is for right. So, there we go. All right. That actually worked out. Without bicep swivel and everything. So, as I make all these cool mistakes like on camera, you can see how I could do that with the jacket on. But don't be like me. Don't. There's no point in editing it out. Just showing you guys that mistakes are made and we can actually clear them up without breaking our figures. But yeah, alright, man, this Peter Parker is fun as hell. So now we're going to jump into all our hand accessories and all the other cool stuff. and our thwip webbing, because that's the staple for Spider-Man. Then lastly, we'll jump into size comparisons, which again, you know, fun figure, fun times. You do need to be a little goat. Maybe I did break it. Hold on, let's double check. No, I didn't. Okay, good. I thought I broke it for a second. I think the peg, I think I stretched a little too far, but I didn't break it. So that's good. Even if I did, I have an extra, luckily. I'm always prepared for Mafex, just in case. So you do need to be a little careful with your legs, because you'll be a little uneven in terms of the feet. So just be a little careful on that, guys, for real. Alright, so now as far as the accessories and the other stuff you get, you will get dedicated hands for holding your mask as well. These will have a small peg. You'll get left and right. There's a small peg there for holding your mask. So there'll be a small indentation at the top of your mask. You pop that in to where the peg is. Then you can do the mask holding hand. Right, there we go. And it holds weight. You will get magnetic feet. These are always a plus when I hang it off my refrigerator and my cats try to attack it. You'll get magnetic hands as well too. And these magnets seem to be pretty strong because they hold on to a lot of stuff. You will get web carrying hands or web holding hands. These hands will slightly hold other weapons too if you use a heat gun to warp the hands. These can also be used as thumbs ups as well too. Always important to use that multitasking. You will get open, relaxed hands. You will get item holding hands, like straight up item holding hands. This is a first because they never really give you stuff like this for item holding hands. And this is because you'll have a slice of pizza. And if you want to hold your pizza here, it's important that you have item holding hands. People often forget about that. This one actually is pretty strong. It holds the pizza pretty well. You absolutely need web shooter hands. Twip, twip, baby. Twip, twip. You will get, oh, this one's actually pretty cool. You get your coffee mug hand. This is only for the right hand, not for the left hand, only the right hand. Proving that Peter might have, without a doubt, be right-handed. You will get web crawling hands, or web action hands. Actually, these are web action hands. And the reason why I say that is because these are definitive wall crawling hands right here. These definitely have the feel of wall crawling. Then you'll get your webbing. So my webbing all came warped in box, so it is what it is. But you will get 2 web lines, obviously for the web hands. You see them at the end. So you'll get 2 web lines. You will get 2 short webbings. Again, mine all came warped in box, which is weird. So I'm going to heat these up and try to re-warp them back into place. Then you'll get 2 long web shot lines. But yeah, man, like, this Peter Parker is fun as hell. And it's really cool to have him after all this time. I really wish it wasn't so crazy delayed, because we'd be able to have a lot more fun with him. Right now I've been crazy busy, so hopefully you guys will enjoy these photos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this head sculpt on. I'm going to leave the hobo look down at the bottom. And I'm going to prep a bunch of stuff so we can do a size comparison, comparing our Spider-Man versus other Spider-Man and a bunch of other lines. So just give me a second, guys, set up, and I'll get right back to it. Alright, guys, we're going to jump into the size comparison. I laid a few guys out already so you can see what you're getting into. Here we have the Guruhiti Gwenpool Miles with a custom head into the Spider-Verse Miles. The guy we're reviewing now, Peter B. Parker. We have our 616 McFarlane Spider-Man, a.k.a. Campbell, a.k.a. Larson, a.k.a. Bagley Spider-Man. As you can see size-wise, this guy pretty much, he's in there pretty well. Even with the little bit of extra height given to him by the sneakers, he fits in really well with these guys already. So if I take these guys away and we do our next batch, right? And this is where it gets with comparison with some other stuff. Here we have his Marvel Legends counterpart. So as you can see here, Marvel Legends counterpart is slightly bigger. No, yeah, slightly bigger. Then we have our normal Marvel Legends miles, for anybody who wants to compare and use their own. Then we have our Into the Spider-Verse Marvel Legends miles. Right? And then let's not leave Gwen out, because we have our homie Gwen. Ooh. So Gwen is now standing and Peter is not. So let's fix that. There we go. Ooh. No, Peter's having some trouble standing. But yeah, here we are size-wise. Again, these Peters, actually, I don't mind them. I don't mind either one. I think they're really dope. But I think that you get more options on your Mafex one than you will on your Marvel Legends one. And I like options and I like articulation. So there you have it for that one. But I want to also throw the Prowler in there. And Prowler, just like Peter, was having some trouble standing a second ago, off camera. But as you can see, he is slightly bigger than everyone, which you know, again, I don't mind that one, again, because he's supposed to seem like this elongated character, especially in the movie. I really like how everybody, even though they're drawn differently, they all kind of fit as a style. Even Peter Porker worked out pretty well. Now, if we're going to compare him to some other stuff, let's do a 1000 Toys Knights of the Slice. Right? Then you have your boy, SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga. Always ready to size up with just about any and everyone. Right? As you can see, he's always on the smaller end of stuff. Next up, you have a G.I. Joe Zartan. Zartan seems to be big for a 6-inch, but I think it's just the way everybody else is styled. He just seems out of place with these guys. Then we have a Lightning Collection Black Ranger. Like I said, Peter fits in pretty well with just about all of these lines. Even though his head is different and more cartoony, he just seems to just fit in well, at least in my opinion. So let's take these guys away, compare the last batch of stuff. Right? Let's do a Mezco Custom Me. As you can see, like I said, he just fits in pretty well. Not too big and not too small. And last, we have a Mythic Legions, the Dark Knight. Or should I call him the Mixed Match Knight? I really like how I swapped around that armor. Looks pretty nice. And just for a bonus, Cat. I know he's been missing from a bunch of videos, but he's always here on my desk. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for sticking it out as I'm learning the new thing on my manual and my mic and everything. Trying to progress into something different. But you can't learn without practice. And the other thing is, if I'm not showing you guys, I can't learn from my own errors, because you get a little bias in your own stuff and get comfortable. So thank you for giving feedback. Thank you for emailing me and letting me know this stuff. Thank you for hitting me up on IG. Thank you for watching. For real. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that things that people tell you to do. The only thing I am going to tell you to do is, as always, please be good, do good, and drink your water. Later.